Yeah, well, Chris Long Foundation is something I started in the middle of my career. I wanted to have a broader impact than just doing things kind of behind the scenes. My wife and I, we did a lot of stuff in the community where we spent most of our time, which was St. Louis, playing for the Rams at that time. But I realized at one point that I wanted to start something that the fans could get involved with and start to leverage our platform for something bigger. And Waterboys was kind of simultaneous for me in my wanting to start a foundation. I went to Tanzania to climb Kilimanjaro with a teammate on a whim, which is kind of unorthodox in an NFL offseason. But we had a great time, and I met some beautiful people who struck me as needing the basics and things that we take for granted here. And then also just how stoic people are there, smiling, happy, thankful for what they have. I was struck, like most people who travel there, and y'all can attest to, and just feeling like I wasn't doing enough. And also in the spirit of being a good traveler, if you go somewhere and you have a beautiful experience, help out. And so Waterboys was born out of that. I looked for the most efficient way to make a difference in Tanzania, and for me that was an efficiency question. The most efficient, quickest way to change the world in that region and in anywhere, bang for your buck, pitching to donors, is clean water. And I came to that realization from an efficiency standpoint initially, and then it grew into a passion. I got to see some of the water sources that people were drinking from, and it shocked me. It shocked me that somebody could be trekking to a watering hole miles away, mostly women and girls, to gather very unclean water that you wouldn't even go swimming in there. Animals are defecating there. There's algae. There's gasoline film at some of the schools that we've worked in. It amazed me, for a society that's so resilient, how much it could be improved by the implementation of clean water sources. And it's a very dry area. So, there's a rainy season, there's roads that wash out, there's the infrastructure's not great. It's not only a huge crisis that afflicts a ton of people in country, but it's also a crisis that's not simple and easy to solve. What's cool with my foundation is we have settled into a place where we do a lot of work domestically and abroad. So we try to balance those things, and in Tanzania or anywhere else that some of the Waterboys or the representatives of the Waterboys initiative want to work, like, we're going to do a lot of work abroad, and people always have questions about, what are you doing at home? Charity or initiatives like this should not have borders. It really doesn't matter to me where you live. You're a human being, and that should just go without saying. But we do try to work domestically as well, because I am an American. I'm a human being first, but secondarily I'm an American, and I do take pride in helping where we live, and we've been very efficient. So I think we're inundated with a lot of causes here for good reason. There's a lot of ways you can help and change the world. If you give to Waterboys or any clean water initiative, you know where your dollar's going. You can provide 5,000 to 7,000 people with the gift of clean water, and it's sustainable, and it's community altering. And then on top of that, just the efficiency standpoint, if you pick clean water, there's something in it for you, no matter what you're interested in. Now, fundamentally, you should be interested in saving people's lives. So for me, this is an opportunity to save not just people's lives, children's lives. That should be enough. But if it's not enough for any reason, if you're into the development of countries and communities abroad, the global economy, giving women opportunities, or you just want to save somebody's life, like, that's water. And so there's a ton of ways that you can make the world a better place. Film and pictures and that sort of thing is the most important part of telling this story, because when we started, you're pitching something to people who have no concept of how dire the need is. So you can tell them what you want. Just like I can tell my teammates or people around the league, I can shoot statistics out. I can say, hey, we've done over 60 wells now. This is what that does. It gives 330,000 people clean water. It eradicates waterborne illness. It improves the lives of women. It improves the lives of communities. But until you bring somebody over who can tell your story, you're only getting half the story out. Not everybody has a plane ticket to go halfway around the world, but like, if you have storytellers, if you have people that can capture it, pictures, video, then that's going to change everything for that person. So what you guys do and people that tell stories, it's invaluable. I'm Chris Long, former Philadelphia Eagle, two-time Super Bowl champion, and I want you to support Glass Rose Films, They're doing tremendous work. They're shining light on a ton of really poignant issues, including the clean water crisis, something we focus on a lot at the Chris Long Foundation. So support these guys and girls.